So thank you, Gemma, for coming on quickly and answering a few questions. So I just wanted to know, what was it that made you reach out to me for a session?
I've read some of Brian Weiss's books about regression, and I've been looking for somebody on the island to just delve a bit deeper into that. And I felt like I had a bit of a real yearning to experience past life regression. I did dabble in it once before, but it was more under the guise of hypnotherapy to try and stop a bad habit. But I think reading Brian's books and I just felt like I had a real need to find out more about it, and I'm at a particular crossroads in my life, and I didn't really know what to expect from it. I had, a certain idea, but I didn't really have any expectations. I thought at the best, it would be a great sort of meditative practice, and I'd feel relaxed by the end of it. So obviously, what I got from it was so much more than that.
Yeah. And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about what happened in the session. You don't have to necessarily give content, but roughly what happened in your sort of 4.5 hour session?
So I had no idea that it was that long. I mean, to me, it felt like it was an hour. And I think I went very quickly to wherever I was, because I immediately could sort of see my situation, and it was me in a different body. So I seemed to go between several different past lives, and the moments that I went to were pretty traumatic. So the emotions that came up were also really unexpected. I didn't realise that I would have emotions like that, and I was living the experience as it was happening. I was experiencing some of the pain, but I felt like I was fully in control. It's quite hard to explain. So I didn't feel like I was in any danger, even though what I was experiencing was really traumatic. So I mean, for one of those lives, I was giving birth by force, and my baby was taken away from me, and I experienced the most intense feeling of grief I cannot explain. And I remember, I think I was probably wailing with grief, and even now, post-session, I'm still slightly tapped into that. And I also experienced being different genders. So I was a man in a battle, and I was wounded with a spear or some kind of like massive great pole, and experienced the pain of that, experienced my men around me, and I could see sort of in my immediate perimeter of what was happening, but a lot of it was about emotions and a sense of what was happening, and then relaying information to you with your questions about what was happening or with the people around me. So it's a very strange experience.
Does it make sense to you the reason why the things came that you saw? Or is it like, I have no idea, it bears no relationship to what I was reaching out for help for? Or does it sort of make sense that you saw those things?
It makes such direct sense. And again, I said to you before the session, I gave you a bit of my medical history, that I've had historic cysts and tumours and polyps and blood clots around my uterus and my pelvis and my bladder, and that kind of area. I've had non-stop issues with for most of my adult life, and so actually the intense pain I felt in giving birth, and that scene and the sort of story of what happened makes so much sense. And also in this life having an operation to remove cysts, and having had no back pain whatsoever, and then waking up with absolute excruciating back pain and saying for years I felt like my back had been broken, and then experiencing that past life of the knight who was speared in battle and experiencing that intense pain in my back again. It was the exact same pain. So it's really hard to explain away.
Yeah.
I feel like I have just relived past lives as vividly as I'm sitting here now. So it's pretty overwhelming, actually.
Yeah.
But amazing.
Yeah. And how do you feel now? Sort of about an hour
I
post
feel
session.
pretty exhausted.
Yeah, I bet.
I feel quite exhausted, but I feel a release. I don't know how to explain it, but I do feel like something is healed, and something I've let go of something quite big, but I don't think I've processed it, what it is. I mean, it was quite mega. Yeah. I really was not expecting to relive events that were quite so traumatic.
Yeah.
And to experience those emotions and those feelings.
Yeah.
So,
and you were obviously ready for it, as I explained to you before. If you're not ready for something, it will just not come out. But you clearly were ready, and now it's just
very much
for the body.
For it, I felt like I almost feel like a lot of my life has been leading up to this point. It sounds really dramatic, but I've been feeling like I have been in need of a regression therapy for probably 10 years, and I hadn't looked for the right person, but I've obviously found the right person. So thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Is there any last words or any tips or advice you might give to somebody who's thinking about perhaps having regression therapy or reaching out to a therapist, reaching out for help? What would you say to them?
I mean, I've had a lot of hypnotherapy, and I found it really helpful. I really believe that you can heal and you can have therapy, but hypnotherapy treats the subconscious. And I think that's what regression therapy deals with, your subconscious. And your subconscious, some people say that's your soul, whether you're religious or not, but it goes past, obviously, this life, regression therapy. And having read a lot about regression, I believe that a lot of past woundings and past experiences do carry through, physically and emotionally into this life. Yeah. And I've definitely connected the dots today. And I think I've only just scratched the surface. So I feel like there's so much more to uncover. But it's all positive. It's all so positive.
Yeah.
That's so I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Really would.
Thank you so much.